Welcome, everybody, to our monthly market update with Murdock, Manwaring, Cardon, and eXp Realty. We are covering September 2024 market stats for Southeast Idaho, which encompasses Bonneville County, Bingham County, Jefferson County, and Madison County. So thanks for joining us today. By the way, if you want to receive these stats and a monthly update in your email, go to mmcidaho.com and click Get the Newsletter at the top, and you'll get these right in your email every month. And make sure you hit like, subscribe, and follow on whatever channel you're watching, and you'll get to have this pop up and we'll get notified when a new video comes out. All right, let's rock and roll. September 2024.
Yes.
Yeah, here we are deep into October, but we want to talk about the end of the year all the way through September. October has been a lot of the same, a little bit different. We'll update you there in a couple of weeks, but through the end of September, let's see what's gone on year over year. Here's a quick snapshot of Bonneville County. So if we look at just the month of September this year compared to last year, there was 159 transactions or homes sold last year. This year, there was just 139. So we're down over 12%. But look at the new listings that came on the market. We're seeing some inventory increasing in Bonneville County this year compared to last year.
We needed it. We needed
it, right? Yep. And with that, you can see the days on the market, one of our leading indicators. When there's more homes to choose from, then they don't sell quite as fast. And so we're seeing the days on market tick up a little bit last year, this year, a couple of days.
I think that this is an indication of this past month. The rates have softened, and I think sellers are like, we could handle that rate. Let's get on the market.
That's right.
Yep.
So we're now willing to consider changing the rate on our current loan, right? And sell the house we're in, pay that loan off, and go get the open market rate, which is down almost over 1% now. I think you can get a little bit better at times than 6.2. So that is cell phones ringing here too. That is a good thing and a
Wait until it's over, Jared.
I know. I just wanted to make sure my headset wasn't picking that up. Good to see the rates go down. Makes things more affordable, right? We can afford more when we're paying less interest. And we're a good stable price of average price on the market here this year in Bonneville County is still up from last year. So that's 3.9%. It's probably the average since they started, looking at increase of home values over time. It's always been 4 to 6%, right? If you take a snapshot of just 1 month or 1 year within a certain time frame, you may be losing, you may be winning way big, but over time, our housing is a marathon and not a 50-yard dash. So we like seeing the values continue to increase and the average price increase. Let's look at
that was Jared's specialty in high school, by the way, the 50-yard dash. That was his sport.
Oh, that was more of a free throw shooter.
Oh, there you go. I was the 5-yard dash and then collapse. That was me.
I just like to go and watch.
Yeah, Chad threw cats and toilet paper onto the court from the crowd.
Nice.
Some partial truth to that.
Yeah. Let's look at. You can see that in different price ranges, we're kind of leveling out, except over $1 million, or over 500,000. So under 500,000 in Bonneville County, we're real similar in each of the price points. But once you get over 500,000, you can really see clear on the right column over here the number of months. Anything 900 to $1 million, you're probably going to expect to see almost a year before your house sells, probably because there's not a lot of transactions at these price points. But we do have some inventory that just takes a little bit longer. So an average of 4.4, but only 2.6 under 500,000. That's the blue and the green here. So
it's interesting for me to look at that 6 months. I can't believe 11 homes have sold between $1 million and 1.25. Yeah. That was a surprise to me. That many homes have sold. So interesting, because the rest is 1.25 and up. and then you get 12. But in that little $250,000, 11 homes, nuts.
Well, and over
You're
that,
looking, you're
12
looking at number of
homes.
active listings.
No,
No
last
closings.
6 months. Last
Got
6
it, okay,
months
yeah.
on the million to 1.2 go over. There was 11 number of
Right here, yeah.
closings right there. Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and that over 1.2 million, 12 more than
Yeah.
that sold.
Yeah.
So 23 homes over $1 million in the last 6 months.
That's nuts. I would have not had guessed that if I would have just said, how were the stats? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's movement. There's just a lot of inventory to choose from.
and you got
lot
to, and you got to
to choose
price
from.
right. I mean, you're going to, what it tells me is it'll sell, but you're going to have to price right because they'll sell, but not if shooting for the moon. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move to Bingham County, Jessica. Is that you or is that you, Chad?
I think
That's
Chad's
Jeff's.
up. It's
Go
me.
for it.
I'm going to take it. So interestingly enough, look at home sales again up. I think that, that's a good indicator. Now it's 32% up, but when you're going from 31 homes to 41 homes, it's not, it's 32%, but that is up. So that's a good sign because for a long time, probably for the last 2 years, we've watched every month with home sales were down over last year. So I like that indicator. But interestingly enough, new listings down. Actually, I would consider that flat since we're about the same, almost with one difference. So new listings flat. I'm hoping next month we'll see a little more on Bingham County as those rates have gotten really good. So really big jump on days on market. So how long, how long those homes are sitting, and so if you didn't know, days on market, that's the indication of the ones that have closed. What were their days on market? So maybe we had some sell that had been on the market quite a long time and caused such a big shift in days on market. So that might be an indicator there. If something's been sitting a long time, they move the price to get it in the pocket and then it sells, that will cause a days on market for the whole market to shift up. But this is a good, just general indicator. Prices are down. But that means that again, you could have had a big sell last year, but a general indication. Interest rates are as a point down, even more so now, right now, from when we generated these. And the absorption rate. So that absorption rate, meaning how much inventory are we sitting on? Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? When the absorption rate goes up, that means we're moving towards a buyer's market, but under 5 months, still really aggressive seller's market. Looking at right here at the overview, take a look at that absorption rate as we look at the lower price ranges, of course, under 500,000, still a seller's market under 500,000. And look at as you go above 500,000, 6.5, that's the buyer's market, and then a strong buyer's market above $1 million. But if you look at the actual inventory, the active number of homes, it's only 4. And so, to have 20 months of inventory because we only have 4 on the market and 1 sold in the last 6 months. So if you're looking at something over $1 million, Bingham County, they're not moving a lot of them, but there are still not a lot of sale.
Even over 700,000 is kind of a non-existent market in Bingham County.
Yeah.
It's just tough.
Not enough
tough.
to choose from.
Yeah.
Keep in mind too that when we're talking about the average home sell price, that's not the average price of all the homes in the area. That's just the average price of the homes that sold in the month of September from last year to this year, that one slice. So
yeah, it's really more of an indicator of what happened more than a market shift.
Mhm.
It's this is what happened this month, not what is the market shifting to. Yep.
Yeah.
And I think also some people wonder if that's their appreciation rate. It's like, no, it's not that either. We're talking about averages here. This isn't specific to anything. So
the only time it would be your appreciation is if you bought your house last year in August and you're selling this year in August. September, sorry.
Yeah.
I bought my house last September and I'm selling this September. Then you could probably say because you're in those exact months.
Yep.
So here you go, Chad. Let's
Perfect. Chad, you're up for Jefferson.
Okay, Jefferson County, here we go. So home sales are down. And again, kind of like with Bingham County, there's just not a lot of activity, not a lot of stuff moving. But last year in 2023, there were 23 homes sold in September. And this year, last month, there's just 18 homes. So not a lot of homes in that whole county that are moving that much. There are new listings, though. We are getting more inventory. And with these lower rates, hopefully that means that, we can get spark demand a little bit. Days on market was interesting, though. It went from 59 to 38. So the ones that are moving quickly and they're being priced correctly. I think that is the only way I could probably understand that statistic being so drastic to go
That's
down
a
from
good, that's a
59
good
to
way to think about
38.
it. The houses that did sell were priced correctly, so they moved in a more reasonable time. I
Yeah,
like
I
the way.
bet. I mean, obviously the ones that are going on, they're being priced well and competitively. So,
Let's jump right to
um,
that screen, see where they are selling.
yeah. So basically we have, I don't know if it'll average days on market sold. I mean, we can only see your cursor,
Yeah, the
but
biggest number, is of transactions is, again, under nine or 500,000. There's 95 units there.
Yeah.
mhm,
This is the last 6 months, so it probably doesn't give us quite an indication of that, why we saw it in
in
September,
September.
but yeah,
But since we're
still
on
gives
this
you an
page
idea.
here, before we go back, you go above $800,000, and that's when the market pretty much it's really tough. Only three sold between 8 to 9. Nothing sold between 900 and a million, and then there's some higher end stuff that sold. But really the bulk of but 500 to 600 was even really 500 to
Yeah.
700,000 were the strongest amount of activity
In the
in
whole
Jefferson
thing,
County.
that was super
Yeah,
interesting,
crazy looking
that
at some
those
of
are
Yeah.
the
those
heavy hitters,
transactions.
500 to 700 in Jefferson County.
Yeah. So I'd say the strong part of the market is 3 to 600,000. It's all pretty good, moving decently well. One thing that we're looking though, as we look here, what the home prices show up, going back to that other slide, Jeremy, the original one, home prices are actually up from 462 to 529 in Jefferson County. And going down to absorption rate, again, that's kind of our gauge to determine if it's a buyer's or a seller's market. And what we're seeing consistent with all the counties in Southeast Idaho is we are getting increased inventory and absorption rate is going up. So the market is shifting to a healthier market.
Yep.
Balanced.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, more inventory. So I would just say if you're a seller, if you need to sell, now is probably your best time because I would think we're going to see even more inventory with rates low in the spring. And so take advantage of it now because if you're a seller, it's best to sell when the inventory is low. And I think we're just going to see more and more increased
Yeah.
inventory. So
I've had a couple conversations with sellers who are saying things like, "Oh, well, the rates are going to drop, so I want to wait to sell," but they also want to buy, and so it is a wash. When you're looking at, if you want to sell now and then buy when there's more inventory options. So,
yeah,
find something to sell now and figure yourself out through the winter and come back in spring if rates. But what if rates aren't lower? We don't know.
yeah. And I'd say as a buyer, yeah, I mean, it's great to buy now. Inventory's up. It's going to be better to buy in the spring.
Yep.
So it's going to it'll continue to just be favorable for buyers. So, all right, Madison, I think that's back to you, Jeremy.
Sure, I'll wrap us up. Madison County, 30 last year, 27 this year, so down a little bit, 10%. New listings, weird, they're also down in Madison County. So we've seen increasing inventories in most markets, but in that county in particular, Madison, we're seeing a decrease of inventory and a decrease of days on market. So a little bit different scenario there. And then the prices are up 14.5% on average than last year. And but you see the absorption rate is increased from last year by 1.9 months.
And
So
that's interesting because that has the
yeah,
heaviest amount of months increase, but yet new listings are down. So it's almost like
new
an opposite
listings
effect.
down, days on market down, but we're seeing absorption rate increase. So we must have a lot of inventory just sitting on the market for a lot of days in certain price ranges.
Yeah.
Uh, here we've got 105 days between 450 and 500 average days on market. So that really, and 98, 73. And then when you have some quicker ones like this, it kind of skews the averages. But overall, I think that we're pretty optimistic about the market right now with rates decreasing, especially. We're going to be seeing more sellers, more inventory coming on the market. I think that as a buyer, you're going to be able to afford things more. There's new programs out there that can get you even below you know, closer to even 5 or under 5% based on what we've heard from lenders.
We've
so
seen a
there-
couple coming at 5.6 and 5.5 without any points. So
Yeah.
rates
So
are
there's
good.
some creative things that you can do to get into a home and to shift homes, and we have some strategies for people that need to sell and buy at the same time. So give us a call and we can share those with you and make it as seamless as possible. So any
Yeah.
last
Cool.
words, anybody in the recording
In the
with us?
peanut gallery.
I
Look
just
good,
say the
feel
market,
good.
yeah, market looks, I mean, this is what we've been hoping was to happen, and that's rates lowering. And so we know there's a lot of people looking at doing something. So the reports that I'm hearing is that we should see positive real estate, upward momentum, better market for 8 of the next 10 years. So I think we're kind of seeing things get better.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
Give us a call. We'll talk about your situation. Let's find out if this is right for you, because that's really what matters.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
See you next
Okay.
month.
Thanks, everybody.